Alright, I'm going to attempt to try to make this not an extremely long video, but so for some of them I'm just going to kind of reveal the answers since you've already had the guided practice, and we'll go from there. So check your work as we go. Alright, and this would be a good time to ask Miss Rowe questions if you don't understand. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do all the explaining on this one video. So 6 is negative 18. So I'm going to add, so I have 7 11 R's. So there's 4 and 6. Number 8 is 6 x to the third y to the third. Number 10 is negative 12 x to the fifth y to the fourth. Alright, number 12 is interesting. Really long line of multiplication, but just try to keep everything straight. So I have, just count them up really, 2, 3, so I have 3 in between those, and then 7, I have 7 P's. And how many Q's do I have? I have 4, 8, 9. And then M, I have 4 here and 3 there. So let me just make sure. That looks good. Alright, number 14 is just 12 j to the 6th k to the 8th. Okay, 16. Now this is power to a power. So I'm going to take negative 2 to the 4th power. Remember, when you're checking that with your calculator, make sure you put it in parentheses. Then a to the 4th power. 2 to the 4th power is 16 a to the 4th. Okay, again, power to a power. So I'm going to do, this one's very similar to the one I just did. So negative 2 to the 4th power, and then n to the 4th to the 4th power. So that becomes 16 n. I have 4 4s. 4 4s make 16 altogether. So I have 16 n's for that one. Okay, number 20. We have 4 to the 4th power, so we got to take everything to the 4th power. 4 to the 4th power, m cubed to the 4th power, and n squared to the 4th power. So 4 to the 4th is 256, m to the 12th, n to the 8th. Okay, last one. Or not even close to the last one. Alright, 3 to the 3rd power is 27. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Both of these are going to be the 12th. Number 24. So now we put some things together. We got to take power to a power twice and then multiply them together in the end. So we have negative 8 x to the 12th y to the 9th. Power to a power times y to the 3rd x to the 9th. Negative 8, we got to collect the x's. We have 21 x's and 18 y's. So power to power, we were multiplying the exponents, and then when we go to multiply, we add the exponents. Number 26. I gotta do this power to the power first. I could put these two together if I want, so I'm gonna have negative 1 times 2, which is positive 2. Y times y is y squared, and then I have an x. So I just put those first two parts together, times, I'm gonna put this to a 4th power. Now, a lot of people are gonna forget this. This is like a negative 1. Alright, so negative 1 to the 4th power, any negative to a even power is going to be positive. So negative 1 to the 4th power is positive 1. X to the 4th is x to the 16th, and then y squared to the 4th is y to the 8th. And then we just got to collect what we got. So 2, looks like we have 10 y's and 17 x's. If you have the x first and then the y second, it's fine. Doesn't really matter. Okay, number 28. I have a power to a power. I have to do that twice before I multiply them together. Alright, there's one like this previously. So it looks like negative 2 to the 4th power is 16, positive 16, u to the 16th, v to the 8th. So I'm taking multiplying at that point. Same thing, this is going to be 16 u to the 4th, and then u cubed to the 4th is, or v cubed to the 4th is v to the 12th. 16 times 16, 20 is 256. See that? 256. Looks like I have 20 u's and 20 v's. Okay, we're all the way to, oh, I had these in order, not in order, my bad. Alright, 30. Looks like we have one more power of the power. So 2 to the 3rd, 8, x to the 6th, y to the 6th times 2xy to the squared. So 2 times 8 is 16, x to the 7th, y to the 8th. Okay, now for the division. Alright, again, don't forget this negative sign. So this is like a negative 1, so I would cross it out and put it up there with there. So negative 1. Again, so I have a negative exponent. To make it positive, I have to bring it down. So I have 2x squared times x to the 4th, which just becomes negative 1 over 2x to the 6th. There's my answer. Okay, you can see 33. Same thing's being divided by itself. Same thing happened here. So I had 2 in a row. I'm not sure why, but anything divided by itself is 1. 36. Now, my exponent is positive. Don't get this. This negative is out front. Okay, so that's like a negative 1k. So really, all I have to do for this one, this one's easy to expand. Basically, I have 3 k's in the bottom. Cancel out. I'm going to end up with 2. So that's negative k squared. $38. I have 2 negatives in the bottom. To make them positive, I have to bring them up top. And the other thing, too, is that 2 divided by negative 2 is, it's negative 1. So you could write it like that, but you're going to see in a second how we can write this in just one line. So these two are going to come up. So I already have a u. I'm going to write the u cubed with it. I already have a v squared up top, but then there's going to be a regular v to the 1st once these two move up. Okay, so you see how the only thing that's left on the bottom is negative 1? So I can just write this as negative 1 u to the 4th v to the 3rd. Alright, number 40. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. Those cancel out. And we're done. Don't you wish they were all that easy? 42. Only thing I gotta do is move that down. So negative 4, x to the 4th, y to the 4th, y to the 4th. So there was already a y to the 4th on the bottom. This joined it. negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. And then we have x to the 4th, y to the, is that 16 or 8? Think about it. It's 8. Number 44. Alright, so these two need moved up, that one needs moved down. So 2m squared. I'm going to write this one with it. M to the first, p to the fourth. This is kind of interesting. These just kind of switch spots. The q to the fourth comes up, and the q to the first goes down. So I move this. I move those two. So I have a p to the fourth, and I got to move this one down. That's q to the first. So it's just shuffling, you know, the different parts. And I noticed this right off the bat. I just didn't say anything. P to the fourth divided by p to the fourth is just 1. So that completely cancels out. 2/4 reduces to 1/2. So, and then I can also think about there's 4 q's here and 1 here. So this is going to completely cancel out. And there'll be 3 left on the top. So let's rewrite all that. So 1 m squared, oh actually m cubed, because I got to put those two together, q to the third over, looks like the only thing that's left on the bottom is a 2. Alright, so check your answers there, and like I said, this row might be able to help you with that if you didn't follow that exactly. I was going kind of fast. Alright, 46. 3/4 cannot be reduced. I have p squared. This is moving up. R squared's already there. The r cubed from the bottom is coming up. So these two are gone after they've moved. And I have 4q left on the bottom. So this should go pretty quick. So really we have 3p to the 6th, r to the 5th, over 4q. That's number 46. Okay, number 48. I'm just going to give you the answer for this one. I got 3z squared over 4x to the 4th, y to the 4th. And then number 50. Check that answer out. 3 over 2y to the 4th. Okay, we're almost done. Number 52. This is a great problem. I'm going to probably use all this space up, and there's a couple different ways you can do this. What I would do is completely, before you start moving stuff up and down, what I would do is completely simplify the top, and then worry about moving stuff. So I'm just going to rewrite the first part. I'm going to take everything in here to the second power. So that's 2 squared, that's 4. M to the negative 4th squared is m to the negative 8. So remember, just multiplying the exponents. So not too bad so far. And I'm going to put everything together that I can. So one thing that happens, alright, so I'm still going to just add these. So m squared plus, or times, m to the negative 8 is m to the 6th power. Okay, n to the negative 1st times n to the 6th is n to the 5th. And then this literally drops out because I get p to the 0 power. And p to the 0 power, when I add these two together, is actually 1. So we don't really need to write that. Alright, so that completely fell out. So I got rid of my m's, so I put those together, my p's fell out, and there's a 4 up top. So that top really does simplify kind of nice. Alright, and then I have m to the 4th and p to the negative 3rd. Alright, from there, all I have to do is alright, I see a discrepancy on my answer key, so I just want to make sure I'm right. Let's make sure. So I squared that, squared, m to the 4th. Alright, so now all I have to do is bring that up to make it positive. And at the same token, there's 6 here, there's 4 there, so there's going to be 2 left on top. So I have 4m squared n to the 5th, the p to the 3rd is going to come up. And if you think about it, all 4 of these canceled out, and there's only 2 left of these. So really, since this moved and this canceled out, there's really only you're only left with a 1 on the bottom. And let's see if that's what. Alright, so my answer key was right. How did they get? So, hey, everyone's human, they make mistakes, so here we go. Trying to work towards that. And the pressure's on because I'm on camera to try to find my mistake. I forgot to move my m to the 8th down. Right? So I had m to the 4th here. Okay, and when I was putting these two together, I added wrong. Oh boy. Alright. So, here we go. You're probably laughing by now. But that was a good example of what not to do. So, what happened is I wrote this as m to the 6th power, and it was supposed to be m to the negative 6th power, right? Because m squared times m to the negative 6th is, or to the negative 8 is negative 6. So, at this point, let's just redo this. Alright, I should have m to the negative 6th power. That was my mistake. M to the 5th, and then p to the 0 is 1. If you don't believe me, check your calculator. So that top simplifies as that. Now I have m to the 4th, p to the negative 3rd. And that's how I'm going to get m to the, because now this has to move down and that has to move up. Alright, so I have 4, n to the 5th, p to the 3rd, m to the 4th times m to the 6th, and in the end I get 4, n to the 5th, p to the 3rd over m to the 10th. And there you go. I knew something was wrong. Alright, 54. 54 is kind of like what you had at the very beginning of your packet. Alright, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we could do this? So, let's attempt this. So, what I'm going to do is collect what I can, you know, simplify the top, simplify the bottom, make it as small as possible. So I have 2 times 2 is 4, x to the 1st times x to the negative 2nd is x to the negative 1st, y to the negative 3rd times y to the 3rd is y to the 0 power, which is 1, so those kind of cancel out. And then z to the 4th times z squared is z to the 6th over, see, that top wasn't as difficult as it looked. That's x to the negative 6. I have negative 4 and negative 2. That's makes negative 6. And then z to the first. Because I have negative 1 plus 2 is 1. Alright, remember this is all to the negative first power. I'm going to rewrite, I'm going to rearrange these two, so the 6 is coming up, x to the 6 is going up, x to the first is going down, z to the 6th, z to the first, all to the negative first power. Alright, so all I did is really switch those two and go from there. So then I could reduce. I'm going to have alright, here we go. Don't want to forget my y to the 4th. When I rewrote, I forgot my y to the 4th, so there you go. So I have 6 up top, 1 on the bottom, so I have 5 left on the top. I had 1 z and 6 z's, so I have 5 z's left on the top. And I still have that y to the 4th. Alright, and then, alright, so this is all still in the negative first power. Now, negative first power is really telling you to switch things, alright? When stuff's been on the bottom, we put it on the top. Or when we've had negative exponents on the bottom, we put it on the top. Negative exponent in the top, we put it in the bottom. So technically that's what we're doing here. Alright, so what we need to do is just flip this. So these are all to the negative first power, or this one's to the negative first power, so we got to bring it up. All 3 of these are to the negative first power, so we got to flip it. That's our final answer. Hardest problem that we have. Okay, this one might seem a little difficult, but because we have a power to power in here, but let's just tackle it. So times, this is 8. That's not good. So I'm going to take everything to the 3rd power. So 2 to the 3rd power, 8. A cubed is a cubed. B to the 4th to the 3rd power is b to the 12th. C to the negative 9th. Alright, times a to the 3rd, b to the 3rd, over those 3 things. Alright, so collect the top. So you gotta keep everything straight here. We have 2 and 3 make 5. We have 8 A's. We have an 8 that's going to be out front. Okay, how many B's do we have? 1 and 12 make 13. Looks like we have 16 B's. And then C's we have negative 4 and negative 9, which makes negative 13 C's. And it looks like I've collected everything. And on the bottom we have a to the 4th, b to the 3rd, c to the 2nd. Alright, the only thing, I don't want to run out of room, so I have 8 A's on top, 4 A's on the bottom, so those are going to completely cancel out. This is going to make it a 4. So I only have 4 left on top. All 3 of those are going to cancel out. And that's going to make that 13. Because we had 16 B's altogether. Let's make sure that's right. Yep. So B to the 13th. And then this is a negative, so make it positive. It's going to join the C squared. So C squared times C to the 13th is going to be C to the 15th.